Hi, my name is Maria. I have been a homeowner for 22 years. I want to welcome you to Habitat for Humanity. We got this house when I was very, very young, and so a friend of mine encouraged me to apply for this house. I didn't want to, but she really encouraged me all the time to apply. So finally I did it. My husband and I, we were homeless. We had our kids. We went from living in a truck to living inside of the church to going into emergency shelter. And from being in emergency shelter, I was able to work with the homeless at the same time. I volunteered for 2 years, and then when I became 18, they hired me to be the coordinator. So one day I come home from work and I was just praying, and I said, God, I can really use a house. And I had forgotten about Habitat at the time because it had already passed 3 years since I had applied. And so I got a letter in the mail, literally right after I had done praying. And in the mail, it said, congratulations on your new home, and it said Habitat for Humanity. And I thought, well, I better call the number just to make sure, this is legitimate. And so I called the number, and they told me that they were going to start our home within a couple months. I was so excited. I was just jumping on the bed and just very excited. I was really surprised. Like I said, I got the mail. As soon as I was done praying, I went and got the mail, and that was grace, that was God. And so it was amazing because I was excited. We put in a lot of hours to build the house. Each one of the kids had their own bedroom, so that was a big deal for them. And so there's a lot of good memories here. Just family barbecues, and they grew up, and then I have grandkids now, and so it's just the memories, good and bad, and amazing and ugly memories. Everything's all in a bundle. That God He's really taking care of us. Back then, I really didn't realize why God gave us this house, but as the years went by, I realized why He gave us this house. Little kids from the neighborhood just started coming to my house and asking, if they can play with my little granddaughter at the time. And so it started out with a couple little kids, and maybe about 4 kids. From 4 kids, it turned out to 27 kids. So when back then, I had a little table in the front, and I would sit down with my Bible, and I would just read it out loud to myself, and the kids started kind of joining in. As they started joining in, I would start reading the stories of Jesus and make it exciting for them. So one by one, they started giving their lives to Jesus, and they would go home and share their stories to their families about how they were experiencing Jesus. And so, and many of the parents were coming here asking me, hey, my kids are saying that they're having experiences with Jesus, and we don't believe in that. And so, I don't even know how I did it, but God was so good that He would have me minister to the parents, and then the parents were giving their lives to Jesus here. And so, so now I understand why God gave me the house. Right now, we're in the season where my husband and I, we're just building, building onto the house, and just, continuing to build those memories. To me, it's less worry, honestly, because it's something that it belongs to you now. We paid off our house maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and so it just feels very liberating, to know that you have something that belongs to you, and no one can take it. It's all yours, and it's given to us by God. So it just feels good.